Welcome back to what I worked on this week. It is 5:12. I had to look at my computer to remember what date it was. And I'm kind of playing around with some new toys, hence a little bit of movement here, kind of fun, right? Wearing a different shirt. My son says I wear the same shirts, which I do. I kind of have a uniform throughout the week. And since I do horses and such like that, um, it gets to be the point where they get really dirty really quick. So I tend to wear the same shirts and the same pants, a little bit of a uniform. So anyhow, it's been a super fun week. Went camping last weekend, and because of that, I did a lot of work in the sketchbook, and we're going to get to check that out. I also worked several evenings on two paintings. One you haven't seen in a while, so that'll be fun to check that out. So anyhow, it's going to be fun. Come on, let's go. Let's check it out. It's been a fun week. Worked on her a little bit more. Really need to get this done. It's getting really close. I also have a frame and a piece of paper ready, and that piece is going to be 21 by 32, I think it is, when it's done. Somewhere under that area. Really close, but I'm really excited about it. Frame looks really nice. So, and for this week, I've worked on all of them except for maybe this one right here. I didn't do a lot of work to this guy yet. This guy did a ton of work too. And we're going to talk about it just a minute. But I also worked in the sketchbook since I went camping. Let's get into it. All right, like I said during the intro, is that I got to work a little bit in my sketchbook this weekend because I went camping. When I go camping, I tend to just bring my sketchbook along with me. So I did some really fun pieces. This one I actually really like. I'm going to really kind of explore this one. Just a fun dragon. But I really like his face. I really just like the bulb on the face, the bulb on the chin, the no big. Normally I do these big old, horns and stuff, but no horns, just kind of this body that kind of goes around, almost like an alligator here, if you will. So anyhow, I liked it. I liked all the textures. So kind of fun. If you looked at him straight up and down, he'd look like that. And then I did an exercise. Let's go the other way in the sketchbook. That I do often, and that's shapes. So shapes, and what I'll do is I'll start off with a shape like this is a little bit more rectangle, and then I'll do a fun little face in that. I thought he came out funny, his eyes all crooked. But I'm just scribbling, and then I just kind of pull the whatever I see out. And then this one obviously is an oval. Can't miss that, right? And then obviously that is a rectangle. So anyhow, or triangle. I said rectangle, didn't I? Let's make that a triangle. Sorry about that. But I like the little mopiness on his lips, and he came out kind of fun. So anyhow, but I do this periodically, and I'll just think of a shape, and then I'll try to create a character that's within those shapes, whatever kind of shows up. Like I said, I don't see these in my head straight away. I definitely have a distinct style, but I don't see them in my head. They just kind of come out. But it's a fun exercise. I was going to do another one here. I just didn't have time to do it. I'll probably do it later. And I'm not sure what shape I'll do, but I'll figure out something, maybe a diamond or something. Anyhow, so I got to play around in my sketchbook this weekend. The other one I did, and you guys have seen this, but every time, there's these little details, it just goes farther and farther and farther. This one I was pushing these shadows. At this point, it's a lot of push, pull, and detail. And so it seems like, oh, there's just not much going on, but there really is a lot going on, from pushing this guy back a lot to starting to add detail in this horn here, starting to pull up the light a little bit for him, adding detail, pushing the shadows and extending the shadows here, pushing shadows all over the place. I'm just doing a lot of push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, hands, adding some detail and pushing them. Right now there's a lot of lines, so I got to kind of smear those up a little bit and do that. So hair, ears, reworking the ears a little bit. So there's just always, I can't say always something, but in the process, there's just a lot of push, pull, push, pull. Even when I look at here, I got a lot of light on the top, but I'm gonna have to bring that down a little bit. All right, got some teeth here that I can work with, and then I got to do something with this area here. So it's just a constant push, pull, which is super fun, but it is really looking like a flower. So it's been a super fun, exciting piece to work on. I'm really excited to see what it looks like in the frame. This is the one that you guys haven't seen for a while, because I've been waiting to see what he has to say, for him to talk to me a little bit. And where I was really stuck on is, what was I going to do with this abdomen kind of area, this transition from here, his body, into here, because I got these really fun fish. But what was I going to do with him? He's got lots of arms, which I really like the anatomy that's happening on all these arms. But what was I going to do? So anyhow, I ended up looking up an eel, a sea eel, and they had these just kind of ridges along their body. And I thought, bingo, that's what I'm going to do. So right now, these are a little too together, so I like how it's mimicking all the arms, but it almost makes you think they're arms, which I don't know if I like or if I dislike. But right now, I think I need to soften it up a little bit. So I'll be working on that. Added another fish there just because, and just have been really messing around with the anatomy. Finished the hands. Look at those hands. They came out really good. Still messing with that one a little bit, but these two I really like. And there's just fishies everywhere. Anyhow, really, I always say this, really having a good time. I have fun with everything I do, because art is fun. When you get into it, it just keeps going. The other cool thing that I like about this, let's pull it back a little bit, is I got this gold going right here, and I'm going to push that a little bit more, so it's almost like this centered gold. And I'm going to, these little white dots that you see that are bubbles, I'm actually going to use gold ink, I think, do some of those, and I'm going to push some more gold into here to make it a little brighter, so almost like there's this gold glow that's happening here. I think that'll be fun. Anyhow, that's what I've been working on this week. This is all we can do. In the midst of everything that's going on right now, we can just draw. And as times get worse, is kind of when us as artists, if we buckle down and we think about our social medias and creating an audience and trying to help other artists out, it's a prime opportunity for that, because it kind of, these slow times allow us to kind of pull in and reevaluate what we're trying to do. But the one thing we can always do is draw. Just draw. Please like, follow, share. You guys take care.